Hey, what's up guys? Welcome back. Today we are demoing a brand new product, this metallic finishing wax. So this seems like a really cool product actually. It's a metallic finishing wax in gold. But this is one of those videos where I need to start by saying a huge thank you to my Patreon supporters. If it weren't for you guys, I wouldn't be able to do these demo videos on new products because I simply wouldn't be able to go out and buy a bunch of them. So my Patreon supporters allowed me to get this stuff so that I can show it to all of you. To those who do support me on there, thank you very much. If you want to contribute, the link is in the description. If not, it's cool. I love you anyway. Let's get in here and you can see what I'm going to be finishing. So today's project is just going to be this simple little wooden easel. I know you guys are probably wishing that I would wax an entire guitar or something, and maybe sometime soon I will. But for now, we're testing it out on this little thing. This is made of pine by the look of it. So I imagine we'll be able to see just a little bit of wood grain through it, but I think this is going to give us an interesting coat. I know it's going to be super easy to use. So let's find out how well it works. We're using two very high-tech application methods for this product today, so hopefully you can get your hands on them. One is going to be a shop towel. I think a paper towel will probably break up a little too much, but a rag would do just fine. And the second is going to be a plastic bag. We'll talk about that more when we get to it. Because this is a wax, I'm not particularly concerned about any kind of drying time or anything like that. I'm just going to rub it on there, buff it down, and yeah, we'll see how it looks. Let's get to it. Well, this thing is gold now. That looks pretty cool. So it's time to get to the bit about the plastic bag, I suppose. Now, these shop towels and cloths and stuff are great for applying this. They pick up some material and you can spread it on there, but they're a bit abrasive, and I'm concerned that if I go to buff this out with one of these, I'm gonna remove a bunch of the gold. If this was an open grain wood, then that would make sense. Maybe I would do this and then buff off the gold while it was still a little bit less dry. I'd wait about a couple minutes, maybe 5 minutes, that kind of thing. Buff it off with a towel and leave the gold in the open grain. That would look really cool. But this isn't really that kind of project. I'm looking for more of an even look. So rather than using that, I think you can probably tell where I'm going with this. I'm gonna buff it off with the bag. Okay, so just gonna kind of ball this up. Got my nice smooth surface here, and I'm gonna buff this with the bag to kind of burnish it down a little bit, get rid of a little bit of the excess, but not pull up any of the stuff that's really down in there. So I kind of have to push fairly hard to do this. And I'm only getting just a little bit of shine on this. It's really not taking off any material. What it's doing is it's burnishing down the wax that's on there and kind of flattening it out, making sure that I've got that nice even look that I'm going for. So I think you probably get the idea here. I just go over the entire thing like this. If I've got a clump on there, I use my nail through the bag so I don't scratch beyond the surface because I've got the bag there kind of protecting it. I just use my fingernail through the bag to pick that off and burnish the rest back down. And I'm actually really happy with how that's going so far. So I'm just gonna keep doing the exact same thing. I mean, I've used this technique before, but I've never used this specific product. So I'm kind of doing this in my usual fashion as though it's a tutorial, despite the fact that I'm not so much learning as I go here, but confirming as I go that these techniques are working the same on this product. Luckily for me, they are. So the tutorial aspect of it kind of stands, if you will. But just so we're clear on this, there are probably other ways to go about this as well. This is just how I do it. I'm quite happy with that. This is a good product, at least in my opinion. This is going really well. It's giving me exactly the kind of look that I'm going for. I'm gonna have to try it out in the context that I said there on some open grain wood and see if it does what we want it to do on that as well. But for now, we know that it can give us this cool kind of burnished gold look. And we only need a shop towel and a bag to apply it. It doesn't get much more simple than that. Now, I picked this up at Home Depot. If you don't have a Home Depot, then I'm sure you can find it online as well. When you burnish it down like this, it really kind of adds a little bit to the shine. So you'll notice as it smooths down from you doing this, that it kind of picks up the amount of sheen that you get from it. Just try and make sure that you always have that bag between you and the wood, or you run the risk of picking up some of the wax with your nail or something, and then you're not gonna have the finish at all. So the sheen won't even be your main worry at that point. All right, I think this is looking good. Let's bring the camera in closer and you guys can get a look at this. Well, there we have it, guys. Very easy product to use, interesting, you know, gives a pretty neat finish. I think I can find places and ways to employ this in my finishing work, so that makes me happy. It's always nice to have a new kind of trick up your sleeve, so to speak. So guys, as always, thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, please feel free to give it a thumbs up. I would appreciate it. And don't forget to subscribe. Stay tuned so you can see what else I do with this stuff. Once again, a big thank you to my Patreon supporters. I appreciate you guys helping me out so I can do demos like this. I know a lot of you enjoy them. And thanks again. See you next time. Have a good one.